Alrighty. Oh wait, let me go check on my YouTube. Okay, let's see. There's a lot of followers. I think I didn't post last week. It's okay. No, 2 months. I haven't posted in 2 months. Oh my god. Oops. I am so sorry, guys, that I didn't post for a good 2 months, about to be 3. I had such a terrible time with my job and things getting complicated and preparing for school. That's going to be happening in August, that I just did not realize time was flying by with this. I have the video, I just never finished the editing. And yeah, so let's just get this video going, because I can't describe oh my god, I can't describe how much I'm so sorry. Okay, Monster High was one of those iconic moments back growing up. And then when Monster High came out, it was a revolutionary change from Bratz. And then Ever After High, and then so on until things just didn't work out for the next generation. But look at this Monster High. Look at all those memories that we have of the traditional show, and then the movies, the little figurines, the cosplays, everything about Monster High made us. And then Nickelodeon, I think it was Nickelodeon, right? Nickelodeon was like, hey, let's make another one for the new gens. And the old gen was like, oh yeah, let's see this. And then when we see it, it's I guess. It's the bare minimum. So today's video is going to be a redesign of Monster High characters. And I selected Lagoona, Frankie, and Clawdeen in this whole entire video today. Not in the order that I said, but I think I did. I don't even know. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this, and someone suggested it. I can't find them in the comments, but someone suggested Monster High, and I was like, oh yeah, bet we can do Monster High. And yeah, so before we begin, disclaimer, I am not criticizing or saying the designs were bad in the show, and as well as the new generation. And it's also it's for kids and stuff. I'm aware, but this is for fun. This is all for fun, to get our creativity flow. That is the whole point of my art channel. Now, I said before we begin. I already said that in the beginning. Okay, you know what? Let's just get this started. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's go. Okay, so our first runner-up is Lagoona Blue. Honestly, I can say that making her was pretty much the most funnest thing I've ever done, because I believe she's my second favorite character out of the whole entire franchise. But so I guess you could say the only changes I did was making her look more like the original, and just kind of giving her more an updated version of herself. Because if you look at the original, I loved her little fashion. She was so cute, gave her a little swimmer vibe. And it was nice. It was nice for the back, in the 20s, the 2000s, my bad. And looking at her new design now, it was really conflicting, especially the pink. I noticed that a lot of characters incorporated pink throughout the whole entire thing. And it was weird to see so much pink and not saturated tones I'm so used to in the original concept of Monster High. So I kept that style, the whole saturation. I did keep her pinkiness, but not to the point where it was her whole skin tone when it will fade to blue for some good specific reason. But yeah, the one thing I definitely did not like about Lagoona in the newer show is how they got rid of her accent and made her sound like she was a weird sea creature tone, that basic stereotype. I loved her little Australian accent. It really became part of her personality. And then her and Gil are not a couple, and then how she's just, I don't know. It's they just gave her a jacket with some shorts and some sandals and called it a day. There was nothing about her that was just really unique. So in this one, I decided to make her, of course, keep those iconic Monster High heels. You know, they were slaying back then with those heels. Like, look at them heels! Look at those heels! When they made that into reality, mwah, French kiss. I wanted one, but I can't walk in heels. But, yeah, so I kept her original blue skin because yellow, Lagoona blue, and I did have some part of her body made to, like, a pink to tray with the word to, like, incorporate the newer style. Gave her some cute highlights, and I made her outfit like a little beachy with some blue into there because I just loved her Lagoona blue. Alright, so this is Lagoona blue. If you like her, put a little blue fish and say hi to her. Alrighty, so our next runner-up is Clawdeen Wolf. I cannot express on how I struggled to design her character for a good fat few minutes. Like, I don't know, maybe because it was her body structure. I didn't want to, like, I don't know, I just wanted to give her like a more like a mature look instead of the childish thing they did back in a few movies. I guess you could say the first and the second movies and a few of the episode shows. I didn't like her little childish behavior. But, so let's talk about Clawdeen. I loved Clawdeen in the more traditional standards. I might be biased, and I might come out saying that, and then people are gonna be like, oh my god, it's like a kid's show. It's meant to attract the kid audience. Okay, you can't just recreate a whole fandom and not expect the fandom that was there from the beginning to come back to see what it looks like. Like, you can't expect them not to do that. I did that, and I was a little upset. So, like, let's talk about the new one before I get to the older version. The new one was weird. I didn't like how she was just this cheerful personality person and, like, kind of like that naive standards, like how Frankie was in the beginning of the show, how she wanted to be friends and didn't expect all these, like, trials and errors to happen. And I guess with her just trying to be a monster where she belongs, it really gave me Frankie energy, and it was a little conflicting. Especially when she became human and she's like the only monster that can become human and stuff. Honestly, realistically, it should be like that with the werewolves. But I liked how the werewolves were like unafraid to show like who they are, unapologetic. So it was just weird to see her, and then her being a fashionista in the older series, and then all of a sudden she's just giving these outfits like womp womp, like what is that? Like, no, sweetie pie, you're in high school, there's no way that this looks like this. So with my Clawdeen, I kind of combined both those personalities. I feel like Clawdeen can be both those things if we just think about it. Also, note, I don't like how they took away her accent. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I don't like how they took away all the characters' accents in the newer one, because that was such a crime. That's a crime against the fandom. That should be charged with like fraud and like all this other stuff, because I loved her little accents. They were so iconic and they're cute, and just listen to her.
You gotta be careful. Think things over. Be smart.
See right there? That's our Clawdeen. That is our beautiful baddie Clawdeen. And our fashionista, too. Like, ooh, like, she was a fashionista. She was killing it on the runway. This girl could be on Vogue. But all we got was this. Come on, girlie. Come on. The only one who was somewhat surprisingly regular and normal was Cleo. But Cleo has mirrors. But anyways, so going back to my design for her, I made sure I gave it the more werewolf vibe. I put braids around her little ears because I thought that was really cute, and I kept the highlights as well. I feel like everyone has highlights nowadays. It's kind of like a norm. Gave her like that jeans, fur boots, and some leather jackets, along with some like a tank top with the wolf symbol to represent like where she belongs. I gave her two-toned lips because I thought that was really pretty, and I made her eyes look more yellowy to like incorporate that hypnotic eyes that a lot of werewolves tend to have. And honestly, her design was pretty awesome for me. Like, I had an idea that where she has glasses as well, but I kind of wanted her to use it for like, I don't know, like situations. Like, you could have it to where she does wear glasses, like she can't see that well. on certain occasions. Like, it'd be really funny to incorporate that. Because you'd be like, well, you're a werewolf. You're supposed to see better. And she's like, well, I'm like, well, excuse me for the stereotypes. You don't need to do that to me. But yeah, this is Clawdeen. So if you like it, add a little wolf into the comments. So this is our girly pop. Alrighty, our last runner-up is Frankie Stein, daughter of Frankenstein. Honestly, the reason why I put Frankie last because she's literally the one that I just did not have any issues. I loved how the newer version, they go by they, them, and they're non-binary, because guess what? They added body parts, like, hello, multiple body parts. And I felt that added a little bit more character compared to the traditional. It was just she, and it was just assuming that she was like a girl automatically. No, like, in the middle due to like what she was made out of. The only thing I really did not appreciate or quite not comprehend that well, because it didn't make any sense, was the scene where they literally said they're born 15 days ago, and I'm like, 15? I mean, that doesn't make any sense that I'm not trying to be like insulting or anything, but like, it took you 15 days to literally speak, walk, talk, eat, all this stuff in a matter of 15 days. Dr. Frankenstein must be smart as hell in order for him to do that. But realistically, if you want to be realistic about it, I say give it like a year or two. Because, I don't know, like in the like old, like in somewhat in the between the old movie and the newer one, they have this small like movie shorts where Frankie, she goes by she, her in this one, she was basically hidden from the world like most of her time of being alive, and she learned from watching from a window and also from her parents. That's also a realistic standpoint, but that's the only thing I didn't like about the newer gen compared to the old one. But in this Frankie design, I really liked to incorporate the non-binary outfit and made the hair still long but wild. I gave it like a blue highlight because I thought that was pretty cool, and I love the Monster High highlights because I think it's just iconic. I made it fade to make it look like that they had to re-dye that part of it just to like be like socially accepted, because in the movie and I believe in the show, Frankie has an identity crisis, and I think that's a very crucial part of her character development that I definitely adored, because it gave more of a realistic standpoint on Frankie. I added piercings, of course, and the iconic two-colored eyes. I also added a dog tag. I don't know why a part of me said dog tag, because the reason why I felt like that's just Dr. Frankenstein's way of tracking and keeping up with his experiments by using a dog tag. So knowing him, he's probably going to have like a tracker device in case something happens to Frankie. But yeah, that's just my way. And this is Frankie Stein. Wow, we made it to the end, guys. This is actually really exciting. So let's just do a rewind of who we made today. Go ahead, ladies, and introduce yourself.
Monsters forced to run and hide? Normies coming to get us? No such thing as were-fleas. That's just a gross rumor somebody made up. Don't be such a fraidy catfish. It was one little prank.
I could not express how long this took me to make. I made it like 2 months ago, and then work and life decided to just run me over, and I completely forgot about that I had a YouTube channel because of all the stress, and then me continuing onto this project. Then school came up, and then I had to go to therapy, and like all these things are just piling up, causing me to have this video come out 3 months later, and I'm like, this is not my plan. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun editing it and kind of like revamping it back to my drawing skills. I am planning to post a video about some upcoming projects coming up, especially since I'm going to school, and I want to start documenting about how I attend like my tattoo school, I guess you could say. So yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. Hit on the little bell button to get notifications and when my next video is going to be. Anyways, bye my star children.